Hello. Before we start today's episode of Nighttime, we want to take a moment to honor a beloved figure in the UCF athletics family. Offensive line coach Sean Clark passed away on Sunday at the age of 50. Our thoughts and prayers from all of us here at Nighttime and the Hitting the Field Network go out to the Clark family. So we're going to take a moment for Coach Clark, and when we return, the show we've prepared for you today. Nighttime starts right now. And welcome back to Nighttime, the only show whose hosts drop like flies. I am your host, Matthew Bracker, and as you can see, Kathleen is not with us today. She has a severe case of the sniffles. Seriously, Kathleen, if you're watching this, I hope you're feeling a lot better. And just know, I did not do this, okay? But we got a great show for you today. We're talking transfer portal, coaching changes, and ladies and gentlemen, the Maction is here. But first, let's go around the world of college football, starting with the Sunshine State Showdown. It's Florida versus Miami. Miami is going to get the party started early here with a halfback screen to Chamar Brown, who will run it into the end zone. He's going all the way. No, he stepped out of bounds. Don't worry, they'll still pick up the score. Now, Florida has kept it close, but Miami will seal it. Mark Fletcher, he runs it in with ease. Miami gets the dub, but this game was closer than it looked. Something to look out for. ACC matchup now, though, Clemson and Syracuse. Tigers find themselves down 10 at home, but Klubnik will take a shot deep, and he's going to connect to Bryant Wesco for 38 yards. The pass interference couldn't stop him, but Clemson can't stop Syracuse, and he can't stop Darrell Gill, who gets wide open for the score. Fran Brown came at them, and Dabo's butt is burning up. Taking you to the Big Ten now, Illinois versus Indiana, 21-7 in the second. Fernando Mendoza tosses one up, and Riley Nowowski takes it all the way for the touchdown. This one might get ugly, folks. 35-10 now. Kaleon Black gets straight through the D-line and takes it 40 yards for the score. No fight in the Illinois. Worst top 10 performance I have ever seen. SEC Showdown now. John Mateer is going to sling it. What is that throwing motion? Doesn't Mateer when you get the touchdown, and that is all he does. Oklahoma grabs the lead, but now we'll go to the fourth. And John Mateer steps up in the pocket, scrambles, hits him with a juke, and dives in. Only a broken hand can stop John Mateer, but that doesn't matter. Oklahoma wins it 24-17. Ole Miss now. Here we go. Ole Miss is going to line up for a 54-yarder, and he is going to drill it, all right? Tennessee kicker can learn a thing or two, but it is a blowout, and it's not over yet. Trinidad Chambliss to Daquan Wright, 53 yards, will set up a touchdown, and they'll beat the Predators 45-10. Lock Retzlaff up. Big 12 action, best conference ever. Texas Tech, Utah. We're going to drop you into the fourth. Texas Tech up by 3, and they'll get more. Will Hammond to a wide open Terrence Carter Jr. puts 6 on the board. 3 minutes left. Texas Tech looking to run out the clock, but they'll get more than they bargained for. Cameron Dickey, he's an angry man. How did he escape? The Big 12 hierarchy has changed, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's time for the game of the week. Michigan and Nebraska, 10-3 Michigan. Dylan Raiola gets right up the middle here and ties this game up. He'll get the score, and it is a good one. But Michigan will find a way back, and 20-17, they'll get more. Jordan Marshall, 54-yard touchdown, puts the Cornhuskers away, and the chicken hat is coming for me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm scared. Michigan State versus USC now, though. USC is up by 3, and Jaden Maiava is going to let this one fly. He's going to air it out deep to Makai Lemon, who made lemonade out of this coverage. Gets the tutty. Close game in the fourth. USC with the ball, and Maiava pressure. Oh my God, how did he escape? What is he doing? He's still on his feet. He gets away, and they will seal it 45-31. But now, it's time for our last matchup. Big 12, ACC, UCF, UNC. Taven Jackson leads the drive, and he'll keep it. And he's going to get in for the score. Big day for him. That's my QB1. Now, Gio Lopez lets it go, but it's batted and picked. How do you do? Najee Kelly, big man, gets the interception and gets the momentum on our side. Now, Gio Lopez with the ball again. He's looking for a man, but it's going to be batted and picked off by Braden Marshall. Gio Lopez, you're going to hell. End of the first half. Jackson to Kylan Fox. How did he get this wide open? I cannot believe it. Oh my God, huge score. Now, Jakari is in the game, but he hands it off to Nixon, who gets a score, and UCF is going to blow out Bill Belichick and start 3-0. What a game. Oh my God. I am so happy we won that game, and I know Kathleen is somewhere smiling right now, huh, Jordan? We have Jordan Evans on the show. We are talking college football. What a week. of college football action.
What a week indeed.
Dude, I'm happy to have you here, man. This is an all-time ball knower and a good buddy of mine. So let's get into this UCF-UNC game. What did you like from this matchup here, Jordan?
The offense, what I noticed was the offense was really created with their emotions, and they really got UNC's defense like completely in a in a blender.
They were discombobulated.
With all their option plays and their pitch plays. Like we saw in the VO, Jackson was basically untouched for most of his touchdowns.
That's something I noticed. The O-line looked really good throughout this game, and it's something we talked about last week on the show. They can't rely fully on the run game, and we saw Taven, get more creative with his passes, right? Nixon did not have the game that we might have thought he did, but that didn't matter. We still found a way to get it done, and that is the most important thing for sure. Now, we started our season 3-0. Now, if you remember, we started last year 3-0. So, when you get into out-of-conference play, you kind of got to take things with a grain of salt. But what do you think about this 3-0 start?
I think this 3-0 start is, what most people expected. We only faced, Jacksonville State, the Conference USA champion, and an HBCU team in North Carolina A&T, to start the year before UNC and Bill Belichick came to town. So I really thought, that most people, they thought Bill Belichick was going to be our toughest test, but it really turned out to be Jacksonville State.
Right.
But I really do think that this 3-0 start is exactly what people thought was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair, right? I think that this out-of-conference schedule is way harder than last season's. I'm just happy that we got, we've known UNC has had some hiccups to this game, but still, I think this is a huge win for us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is Bill Belichick. If anything, this is a motivational win, right? This is a momentum builder, and it's something the whole team can use right now.
Absolutely. We just beat the greatest coach of all time in our own house.
Yeah.
And this wasn't just a close win. We stomped them.
Yeah. We absolutely destroyed them. I truthfully was pretty surprised with that. I thought that this was going to be a little bit closer, so it was pretty good to see. And like you said, the Jack State game, for that to be our toughest matchup I definitely wouldn't have believed that at the start of the season. But they are, Conference USA champions.
Exactly.
Maybe there is some fight in them, who knows? And obviously we had the quarterback change midway through the game. That's obviously going to create some conflicts. Now, I want to look forward to the rest of the season. Okay, what do you think what is in store for our UCF Knights the rest of the way?
Well, coming up this weekend, we start Big 12 conference play against K-State, in the Little Apple, Manhattan, Kansas. So I think really, especially with, what's been going on this week for the team, that this will be our toughest test this season. Starting out first game on the road, especially with, all this adversity the team has had to fight through,
It's going to be tough.
Yeah, it really is.
And it's not because K-State is a great team. We have seen that with K-State. They've definitely struggled this year. But coming into the season, they were favorites for the Big 12. And
exactly.
We've seen how quick the hierarchy in the Big 12 can change. So who knows if we pick up a win here? I'm pretty sure we're getting AP votes. Maybe like one or two or a couple.
Yeah, we got like, I think 2 or 3 AP votes this week.
I'll take them. So, hey, who knows? If we go on the road, win our first conference game, maybe UCF comes in at 25. Now, I want to talk to you about this. This has been a big conversation with the nighttime crew. Are these bad opponents, or are we a good team? Go. It's a tough question.
Good question. But I really think, because of who we played to start the year, that you could kind of lean towards it being, not so very good opponents. Sure. But at the same time, this team, I wouldn't say struggled, but, didn't get out of the blocks against Jacksonville State.
It took a while. It did take a while to get started.
So I really think that it's kind of a little bit of a mix. We didn't, face many tough opponents to start the year.
Yeah.
That's expected for Power 4 programs.
Yeah. That's fair. I'm going to go with the cop-out answer, too, and say, it is a mix. But I'll lean towards good team. Now, very quickly, I think we both know the answer here. Big 12 versus ACC. We've had a couple matchups so far in the season, and the Big 12 is 7-1 over the ACC. Are we officially over the ACC?
I do think that this trend is going to continue of Big 12 teams over the ACC. However, you look at the ACC, you have the two teams who are standouts right now, top 10 teams in, Miami and Florida State. So I really think, without those teams, the Big 12 is easily over the ACC. With those two teams in the mix, it's
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. No, for sure. I hear you. Now, really quickly, we wanted to talk about the transfer portal, okay? The NCC recently got rid of their spring transfer window in favor of a single window taking place in winter right over the college football playoffs. Really quick, how do you think this is going to change transfer portal culture?
I think, with one big transfer window, it's going to be treated more as like free agency for, professional leagues like the NFL. But it might not stop players from, exiting teams early in the season, even though, the transfer portal would be right in the middle of the college football playoff.
Yeah.
It might not stop players from doing what we saw last year and, leaving their teams right around their bowl games.
Yeah.
So I really think it'll change to a more professional type of standard. However, we won't see it fully,
Sure,
acclimated.
First season, I get that, but hopefully we'll have some more professionalism in college sports. But that's going to do it. Jordan, thank you so much for coming on. When we come back, we'll have the rundown. That's right after this.
Hi, sorry to interrupt your show, but I want to give you a little rundown of everything we do here at the Hitting the Field Network. My name's Nick Cohen, and I'm the host of Hitting the Field, our flagship show heading into season 21. Live streaming every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern, we talk about anything and everything sports. Tuesdays, we have season 3 of Girls Got Game. Hosts Katie Sue Christensen and Mia Flores discuss all the biggest topics in women's sports. On Wednesdays, make sure to tune into season 7 of The Combine, hosted once again by Ty Patton. This podcast dives deep into every detail about the NFL season. Next on Thursdays, we live stream season 11 of HTF Bets, brought to you by Andrew Gregg, Diego Ortiz, and Ben Huber. Any sports betting questions? I'll let the pros answer those on Thursday. Then TGIF, because we have new episodes of season 9 of Nighttime, hosted again by Matthew Bracker and Kathleen Moore. Nighttime keeps you up to date on all UCF and collegiate sports. Penultimately, Edgar Rodriguez and Patrick De Leon are back for season 2 of HTFC. Soccer is a year-round sport, so make sure not to miss HTFC. Lastly, end your week on Sundays with our vlog squad, asking the hard-hitting questions and letting you behind the scenes of our studio days. Make sure to follow us on our social medias like Instagram and TikTok to stay updated on all HTFN news. Remember to subscribe to the Hitting the Field Network on YouTube, leave a like and comment, and with that, I think we're ready for your next segment. I've been Nick Cohen, and enjoy the rest of your show.
And welcome back to the rundown. It's time to get around the world of college sports, so here we go. We're going to start off here with Mike Gundy. Guys, Mike Gundy is gone. He's no longer a member of Oklahoma State. And I'm pretty sad about it. Mike Gundy, I feel like, has been such a figure in the world of college sports for so long, and it breaks my heart, truthfully. He finished his tenure at Oklahoma State with a 170-90 record with 12 bowl wins in one conference title. He wasn't a good coach. Let's be real. He wasn't a good coach, but he had such passion in his games. And you know what? I wish they came after me. I wish they came after me because I'm a man. I'm 40. Those who know. But I'm actually pretty surprised that Mike Gundy got fired, I feel like, so early into the season. Well, I guess it's not that early, but you know what I'm saying. I feel like he had more time on his hands, being such a team legend. But, what are we going to do, right? It's just the way the world works. It's just the way of college football. What can you do? But we're going to get into Trent Dilfer now, coach over at UAB. They found him on the sidelines before the game taking photos of the Tennessee crowd, the Tennessee field. He was just filming like that. I'm sorry, like, you are a professional head coach in college football. You kind of have to act like you've been there before. Maybe that's, and listen, when I do work for ESPN Plus, with our amazing pregame show hosted by Edgar Rodriguez, a little plug, and I get on the field, yeah, I'm taking videos, I'm taking photos, I'm sending them to my dad. But I'm 22 years old, all right? I am a college student, okay? I am not a professional football coach. And I think it just kind of goes to show the type of culture he's building at UAB, right? I mean, we saw it during the game. One of his players, during a field goal, extra point, whatever, he runs up, daps the Tennessee kicker or his teammate or whatever, and stomps on his foot. And it's classless. And I think culture goes a long way with breeding these players. You know what I'm saying? It's just something to watch out for the rest of the season. But Dabo Swinney, we're really talking about coaches today. Dabo Swinney said in a press conference, if Clemson's tired of winning, they can send me on my way. I don't actually know how he talks. I don't know why I chose that accent for him. But they might be tired of winning or losing soon because they're not doing a lot of winning, right? They are now in no man's land in the college football world. They definitely are not making a conference championship appearance. And Dabo, I just don't know if he's the man for the job anymore. I think his seat's getting pretty warm. My issue with his statement before the game is after the game, he's in his press conference tearing up, crying. Act like you've been here before. Act like you've been here before. All right? You're going to have ups and downs, but don't go in these press conferences with teary eyes because you don't want to adapt to the new world of college football and you don't want to use the transfer portal. That's just the way of the world. That's just how it is. You got to adapt. Well, let's move on. I don't want to talk about coaches anymore. UCF. We got a huge win over UNC. I know Kathleen's happy about that. And we did a little bit of trolling. We like to do a little trolling here. All right. I'm sure we're going to put the photo in post. But you've all seen the photo of Bill Belichick and his very young girlfriend. We celebrated with a little bit of nitro action, holding up the W. I love it, man. I love the beginning of UCF football seasons, because I just feel like we're on the top of the world. We might get knocked down a couple pegs later on in the year. That's okay. We can enjoy it now, We can troll now. You can't troll when you're, last season 4-8. We couldn't troll then. But right now we're 3-0. I say let it troll, let it troll, let it troll. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, guys. It's hard to do the rundown just one person. I'm going to be so real with you. I miss Kathleen. I miss my host. Hope she's feeling good. But anyways, let's move on and talk about women's volleyball. Recently, Nebraska and Creighton had a match about a week ago or so. And they set a highest record for attendance of a regular season indoor match with 17,675 fans. And I think that this is just such great news for women's volleyball and women's sports, right? I mean, they love this volleyball team in Nebraska. I think just a couple years ago, we saw it. They sold out like a stadium. It goes to show the culture they're building over there. Because, I mean, it's not going to be football with Dale and Rayola. You know what I'm saying? So why not let women's volleyball have their moment? It's great. And I think it can do a lot of good in pushing this sport further. We talked a little bit about our women's volleyball team last week. I was talking to Anya before the show. I feel like I don't really know much about our women's volleyball team. I'm not really seeing much. I just think it's good that it's getting more promotion recognition. But I think that's going to do it for this segment of the rundown. When we come back, we're going to have Maction, baby. So don't go anywhere.
Kathleen Moore, one of your hosts here at the Hitting the Field Network, and I am here at the heart of the UCF campus, the Student Union Plaza. Today, we're going to be going around man on the street style, asking the very important questions about our football team.
So UNC in just a couple days' time, give me your truthful, honest take on Bill Belichick.
He's good at NFL, but I mean, college he doesn't look so good so far.
I think he honestly really lucked out with Tom Brady. I remember watching him when I grew up. 6-time Super Bowl champion with the Patriots. The real question is with no Tom Brady, is he still as great as he is?
I think that his team, though, he has not a lot to work with.
College football, he's not ready. NIL, not ready. He is not ready to perform in the college landscape. And Scott Frost, okay, Nebraska didn't do great. That's fine. I get it. Okay. Come back home. Come back to UCF. This is where we're going to perform. Yes. This is where we're going to do it.
$1 million question. Ready? Will UCF make a bowl game this year?
Yes.
I don't know, maybe.
We need to. I feel like as the fan base, we need to, especially to support Scott Frost, get everybody behind Scott Frost. That's what's going to be needed.
For sure. I mean, we play some pretty bad teams.
I think we definitely will.
There's going to be games like this and like the Jack State game where it's going to be close and like whoever wants it more is going to get it. We want you guys to win. I like to say that UCF is the diamond in the rough university. Be the diamond in the rough and show everybody that you are the diamond.
Well, everyone, as you can see, we have some pretty elite ball knowers here on the UCF campus, don't we, Edgar?
Yes, we do, and they're all excited not just for this week's game, but also for the whole rest of the season. So make sure you stay tuned, not just to Nighttime, not just to HCFC, but to all 6 shows on the Hitting the Field YouTube channel.
And be sure to check out our Instagram and our TikToks. Go Knights!
Charge on!
And we are back with a very special guest. I'm not alone anymore. Augie, how are you doing, pal?
I could never leave you alone, Matty Bracker. I could never do it to you.
You're my guy, man. I love you. Guys, it's time. We're talking Maction. Are you ready to talk about the greatest Group 5 conference out there?
Where else can you see Wednesday football by randomly flipping through ESPN, and it's the greatest game you've seen?
It's amazing. You can't take your eyes off it. We can't take our eyes off of these games in our VO. So let's get straight into it. Let's get the Maction started with Ohio versus Rutgers. Scarlet Knights are going to be up by 7 in the third. Parker Navarro here, he will evade pressure and take a shot to the, oh my God, boom! He hangs on. Bobcats are going to tie it. Now, with 2 minutes left, bold move to go for it on 4th and 7, but it pays off. Wide open man, and Rutgers is going to win this one 34-31. Crazy game.
Yeah, really crazy game. We got North Texas here versus Western Michigan. Week 2 Maction as Western Michigan Broncos get off to a running start as Brock Lowry steps up in the pocket and makes a house call. But North Texas stood there completely unfazed as they would come back from being down 2 scores and force overtime as Mackenzie McGill finds a painted area, and North Texas would take this one 33-30.
Maction giving us what we need. Now the Maction hits the Big 12, Ohio versus West Virginia. Now Navarro with 3 guys in his face, he throws it off the back foot and lobs it deep, and Chase Hendricks is wide open, touchdown Bobcats. Now West Virginia is going to have a shot late, but he tries to get too pretty in the pocket, but he's an ugly, ugly man. The sack as time expires. Move over, Buckeyes. The Bobcats are here. They get the upset.
Now we got Bryant versus UMass. We're jumping into the third quarter between Bryant and UMass as Grant Jordan hits the right joystick on his controller, makes a man miss, and he decides to dive into the end zone where the Russian judges give him a 6. But UMass takes a commanding lead. But here comes Bryant, who after being down 17 early in this one, had a chance to win it as Brandon Meyer finds his receiver set up. Bryce Sully, who drains it, this chip shot field goal as Bryant comes back from behind to defeat UMass 27-26.
What a stupid dive. I can't get over that.
Yeah.
But you know what? Let's get into Buffalo. No Bills. Bulls. Golden Flashes. 24-28 with a minute to go. Taquan Robertson, he's going to let it fly. And oh my God, that's in. Victor Snow is a cold, cold man. He reaches for this score. Now Kent State, 4th and 10. What do you got? He's running. He's running. Boom! Nighttime, lights out. We're playing street ball today. Buffalo wins 31-28.
Our next game here, we have Ball State and New Hampshire. First quarter in action here as Ball State's quarterback Kyle Kelly keeps it on the Zion QB power and hits a wall of defenders up the middle. But the New Hampshire player forgets he's playing tackle football and pulls Kelly's flag as Kelly regains his balance and takes it 40 yards to the house for the score. I guess in the Coastal Athletic Association, New Hampshire plays flag football, but here in the MAC, we play tackle like grown men.
Hell yeah, brother.
21-21 late in the second as Kelly finds his tight end who is wide, and ladies and gentlemen, I mean wide open for 6, as this one would be close for a while, but Ball State gets their first win of the season, taking this one 34-29.
I really like Kelly's game a lot. Not great stats, but that's okay. Let's go. Bowling Green Liberty. Now Liberty with the ball, and here's a foxy jump scare. Five Nights at Freddy's. Boom! He drills them. This defense was electric all day, and it gave the offense the spark it needed. Because right before halftime, Drew Pine tosses it to Jacob Harris. Mossed him. Touchdown before the half gives Green the lead. 4th and 2, quarterback keeper Augie. Boom! There you go. Bowling Green wins it on the hit stick. This is Maction.
Our next game, we got is Louisiana taking on Eastern Michigan. Second quarter we go as Noah Kim hits Joshua Long from 15 yards away for the score, giving Eastern Michigan the lead at half. This one would stay close as Zylan Perry takes the outside handoff and finds where the grass is actually greener tying up the game. But with 6 seconds left, Rudy Kessinger quotes Paul George in that Gatorade commercial and says, "Ball game," as he drills a 42-yarder to give Eastern Michigan the win.
Noah Kim's a dog. Another good Noah on that team. But final game now. Classic Maction here. Toledo versus Western Michigan. Tucker Gleason gets mobbed by a sea of yellow, and ball is out. Bad day for Tucker here. And Western Michigan has got a chance. Minute left, 4th and 10, and the pass is hauled in by Talik Williams. Huge pickup. It's a foot race, and one last time, boom! He is going to go down. Let's watch that again. That's got to hurt. But it sets them up, and Brock Lowry finishes the job, dives in for a touchdown. But this ain't over. They're going for Dose. Same play, quarterback keeper can't be stopped. Brock Lowry is going to win this ball game, 14-13. The upset is complete. You gotta love Maction. I said it before the video. I'll say it again. Best Group of 5 conference out there in terms of talent. Mac is just so entertaining. But we're going to move on now because Augie, I think you got some players you want to highlight. Your hidden gems of the MAC.
Yeah, I got 5 players here that, in my opinion, are probably the best in the MAC. The MAC is loaded. If you look at the MAC talent in the NFL, it is off the charts. You got Khalil Mack. You got the cornerback for the Eagles, Quinton Mitchell. You got guys all over the place. And my personal favorite, Ben Roethlisberger, went to Miami of Ohio.
Yeah.
But look, we're going to jump right in with my number 5 player, who's also a quarterback. We got the Eastern Michigan quarterback, Noah Kim. This Eastern Michigan team has not been great all season, at least on defensively. But their offense has been incredible. Big thanks to Noah Kim, as this guy's been lighting up. He leads the MAC with 993 passing yards. He's got 7 total touchdowns, 5 in the air, 2 on the ground. And look, that's a good completion percentage. But this, like I said, the Eastern Michigan team defensively has been atrocious, but Kim's been keeping them in games, and he's been incredible. But going into number 4, we got Chip Trayanum, the Toledo running back. This guy's a dog, and I mean a dog. He's got 401 rushing yards, leads the MAC. He's got 19 career touchdowns, 6 this season already. And this guy's been playing football for a long time. It's his fourth team. Yeah, transfer portal, whatever. And he's played big-time football. He's been at Arizona State, Kentucky, and Ohio State. This Chip Trayanum's a dog, and he's making it work. He's averaging 6 yards a carry. But he's been great for Toledo. And the big reason why Toledo's winning games because he's scoring all their points. Number 3, though, got one of my favorite players, wide receiver Chase Hendricks here from the University of Ohio. He's got 456 receiving yards already. He leads not just the MAC, but he leads the country in receiving yards. This guy's been great. He's averaging 16 yards a catch. He's got 3 receiving touchdowns already on the season and only on 28 catches. So he's averaging 16 yards a catch, which is pretty crazy. This guy's been an explosive weapon for Ohio and Parker Navarro all season long, and he'll continue to be a weapon. And like I said, he leads the league in leads the country in receiving yards, and will be a weapon. But going into his teammate now at number 2, Parker Navarro. This guy is an electric factory. This guy is like orange juice. He is the juice. I mean, this guy's been incredible. 870 passing yards, 2nd in the MAC, but he's also 6th in rushing in the MAC. This guy's been insane. He's got 255 yards in the ground. Big reason why this Ohio team is electric. They've played Ohio State close. They've been great all season. He's got 6 passing touchdowns on the year. He's got 1,500 rushing yards through his career and 22 rushing touchdowns. I mean, 22 rushing touchdowns as a quarterback is insane, and he's 6th in rushing in the MAC as a quarterback? Come on. The MAC football's got plenty of talent, and Parker Navarro is probably the finest offensive player in the MAC. But going to my number 1 spot, a defensive player, my only defensive player on the list, but probably the best defensive player in the MAC. I'll kick it to Matthew later for his opinion on that, but it's Red Murdoch. This guy is a stud. He had 156 tackles last season. What? He has 44 already through 4 games. He had 16 tackles against Minnesota. He forced 7 fumbles last season, which was a record for Buffalo. And Buffalo's had some great linebackers. They've had Khalil Mack, like I said earlier. Like, this guy's insane. He's got 13 career forced fumbles, like I said. He's got 1 touchdown. Red Murdoch has been the best player in college football, or excuse me, in the MAC this season, and he was it probably last year too. I mean, this guy's been insane. He's the best defensive player in the MAC, and yeah, that's my number 1. Matthew, what do you think?
I mean, I was about to say best in college football. That's a crazy take.
That was a misspeak on my part.
But you know what? No, I know. I'm just messing with you. You know, I don't hate it, Augie, and I'll tell you why. Red Murdoch, I mean, like we said, he was 2nd in the MAC in tackles, right behind his teammate, Sean Dolig last season. I don't hate putting in a defensive player number 1. What do I always say, Augie? Defense wins championships. Exactly.
16 tackles in 1 game is
crazy.
Absurd, though.
Crazy, right? Now, it's tough because you want to put Parker Navarro in that 1 spot, but I don't hate that. I think we got to look at who contributes to their team more. And Navarro, I mean, quarterback position is...
Of course, yeah.
But when
hard.
we're looking at it from a talent level, I'll give you a red shirt. There's a couple guys I think that you forgot to mention here, though. I really like this Bangura guy out of Ohio. I think he's an absolute dog. The other game, I think he had like 3 touchdowns. Now, albeit it was an FCS school, of course. But I really like his game a lot. Now, Augie, I want to ask you a question here. MAC championship. Who do you have winning it all?
Ooh. I mean, you just touched on another Ohio guy. Ohio's probably got one of the best offenses in not only just the MAC, but all of college football right now. They're explosive. But I'm not going to go there. You said defense wins champions. I'm going Buffalo. I just got a feeling Red Murdoch and his group are flying on defense. They're playing great, and defense will win you games, especially in the MAC, as they play tough, grown man football. So give me Buffalo.
Hey, that's fair, man. Buffalo, that's my number 2. Number 1, though, I know I always say defense wins championships, but Augie, you know it better than anyone. I'm a liar. Let's go Ohio. Parker Navarro, he's going to get it done. I think it's going to be Ohio versus Buffalo. Very tight game. Ohio gets the win.
Can't hate on that pick at all. I mean, like we were just talking about earlier, this Ohio offense has been incredible, and Parker Navarro is a stud. That's the reason why he was my second best player in the MAC. So I like the pick. I like the pick.
I can't wait until we get into like deep into the season. We get like the Tuesday night games. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be electric. I can't wait for it. But we got to get into our game of the week pick. It is Oregon versus Penn State. Augie, you are our guest. I'll let you go first. Who do you think is winning this one?
Look, Penn State is the number 3 team in the country for a reason. But give me Oregon, the number 6 team on the road. They're going to ruin this whiteout. I like Dante Moore. He's had an incredible season. Drew Aller, I think he's a tad bit overrated. I just think he's a tad bit overrated. He's been carried by some good defenses. Give me this Dante Moore and this explosive Oregon offense taking this one on the road, at Happy Valley.
I like it. I like it a lot. And you know what? Kathleen's not here.
Yeah, she told me to pass along a message to you, which was the chicken hat. I hid it underneath the desk for you.
Did you? Yeah, I just saw it. I appreciate it a lot, Augie. I'll go Oregon 2 here. I think Penn State is frauds. I think they're complete frauds. I'm sorry, Kathleen. I know that's going to make you feel worse, but it's true. It's true. Drew Aller, I think he had like the worst passer rating after like 3 weeks or something, and he's playing bumps. Like, it's over for them. But I think that's going to do it for this episode of Nighttime. Thank you so much, Augie, for coming on. I love talking ball with you, man.
Of course, I'll talk MAC anytime.
For sure. But that'll do it for this episode of Nighttime. Stay tuned for next week's episode. We'll go around the world of college football, and it will be a great time. Thank you to all our guests who came on today, and thank you to everyone in the studio. I'm Matthew Bracker. Have a good one.